Well, hello, and welcome to another glorious week at Waffle-Free Storytelling. It's Tina Konstant here, and of course the jibber jabbers at the end. So we're jumping right into this week's story, which is called Elder Fiodi's Hereafter. Now, Elder Fiodi reached her 205th year, and she just knew it was time to move on. On a particularly warm day, she watched the sun rise, and then she called for an audience with the gods. "It's time for the end of one life and the start of a new one," she said, and the gods agreed. Now, it was no mistake that Elder Fiodi lived to be 205 years old. She did work in life, you see, work that could be matched by no other. She changed lives, she grew communities, she solved problems, she stopped wars before they began, and she was the one everyone came to when a dispute seemed just impossible to resolve. And always, always, the people who left her presence, they felt peace in their hearts. And the gods had watched her life and recognized that she was unlike any other human being. As a result, they declared that she could be the one to decide what would happen next. And so, sitting with the gods, Elder Fiodi smiled and she said, I want to do bigger work. I feel limited in this current form. I want to reach every corner of the world." And the gods thought, and they discussed, and they came to a decision. And in a heartbeat, Elder Fiodi went from her human form into a great whale. "Sing your songs to the oceans," the god said. "Your voice will be heard with every ripple and every wave around the globe." And so Elder Fiodi did, and her voice and her words were heard across the seas. But the people of the world didn't understand her. All they heard was that there was this new whale in the ocean, the biggest one anyone had ever seen. And instead of listening, the people sent hunters to claim their kill. Well, Elder Fiodi returned to the gods. "That didn't work out so well," she said. So the gods, they put their heads together again, and they thought, and they discussed, and they came to a new decision. And in a blink of an eye, Elder Fiodi went from that great whale and turned into a giant oak tree with roots that spread so deep and so far that she connected with every tree and plant, shrub and herb and mushroom in the forest. All at once, the forests around the globe were at one, and the peace and the calm and the joy and the growth that descended was palpable. People felt the change in the forests and were curious about that tree, so much so that they all bought their axes and they went to go and cut a piece of it for themselves. Well, once again Elder Fiodi returned to the gods. "One last try," she said. "If I can't take a form that humans recognize for what it is, then I will join the land of the gods and never serve humanity again." Well, the gods went to the top of their mountain to talk. They contemplated and they meditated, and at some point they even argued. Finally, after 3 whole days of deliberation, the gods came back to the table. They pointed to the youngest of them all. "It was her idea," the old god said. "She will explain it." So this young god took Elder Fiodi into the gardens and told her what the new form would take. Elder Fiodi laughed, and with joy and happiness and gratitude she said, "Yes, yes, yes, and yes again." And in a blink of an eye, Elder Fiodi left the god's table and returned to humanity in the form of a dog. With deep brown eyes, rich soft fur, a wide happy smile, and a tail that spoke 1,000 languages, Elder Fiodi travelled through the world. Every heart she touched softened, every hand she licked stilled, and every face she rubbed smiled. And with a still hand and a smiling face and a soft, soft heart, each human turned to the other. And so, like a ripple in a pond or a wave in the giant ocean, Elder Fiodi spread wisdom, and she spread joy, and she spread calm around the world. Hey, that's it. Gosh, we've had a tumultuous week with our dogs, and it was caring for one little one in particular that pulled that little story out. So if you've got fur babies, feather babies, if you've got animals in your care, just cuddle them and love them and care for them, and they bring such joy, such joy. Hey, so with that in mind, have a beautiful, beautiful day and a beautiful week, and drop round to www.𝐻𝐃𝐅𝐋𝐄.com, where all the shenanigans is happening, including all of the other stories, all of the books associated to the stories. There's also the form to fill out if you want to join the fireside, and it'd be really great to see you there. Okay, have a splendid day, and I'll see you next time when there's more random weirdness from the Waffle-Free universe. Bye-bye now.